Hi, I'm Dr. Gigi, and this emotional freedom technique tapping was based upon Dr. Thema Bryant's book, Healing Our Relationships. Yesterday, a friend shared deeply well with Devi Brown, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. In this episode, Devi sits down with Dr. Thema Bryant. She's a powerhouse psychologist, ordained minister, and professor at Pepperdine University. And they dive deep into trauma, faith, and healing, unpacking how our relationships shape our emotional well being and the patterns we unconsciously repeat. And that was a big deal for me, especially because I've been repeating a lot of patterns. Now, some of my key takeaways are that trauma does not define you, and healing starts when you reclaim your true self. The way we process pain is deeply cultural. How we grieve, how we heal, and move forward matters. Another point, another takeaway is that our relationships can either nourish us or destroy us. So it's important to examine those patterns. And that's the key to emotional freedom. And that final takeaway is that self-acceptance is foundational for breaking those generational curses, those breaking those cycles and stepping into the who you were meant to be. And so if you've ever found yourself chasing love, feeling unseen, or struggling with your past wounds, this conversation, this tapping is for you. I created this tapping because I know that tapping can reprogram our brain. And based upon this sister's groundbreaking work, I created a tapping inspired by Healing Our Relationships with Dr. Thema Bryant. So if this resonates with you, just sit back, relax, and let's do this tapping. But first, let's first assess how you feel. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want to see how you feel about, accepting yourself, your present feeling about your relationship with yourself. Is it at peace, a 1, or high stress, like a 10? Pick your number. And then after this tapping, we're going to see how that number goes down. How about that? Okay, now let's get ready to start our tapping. Make sure you're in a safe, comfortable place where you will not be disturbed. Great. And just do what I do and say what I say. Karate chop point. Even though I struggled to accept others' viewpoints, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes feel the need to prove my point, I allow myself to release that tension. Even though I resist being emotionally available, I choose peace and openness. Eyebrow point. I feel triggered by different opinions, especially those I don't agree with. Side of eye. I resist being open to other perspectives. Under eye. I want to be understood. Under nose. I often feel the need to defend myself. Under mouth. I don't want to feel dismissed. Collarbone. I struggle with emotional availability. 3 inches below the armpit. I feel tension when others disagree with me. Top of head. I acknowledge this and give myself grace. Now we're going to take a deep conscious breath, inhaling through the nose, visualizing a white, peaceful light, and exhaling through your mouth with an audible sigh, everything that is not peace and love. Excellent. Now we're going to release the resistance. Eyebrow point. I release any resistance or blockage to what I'm feeling. Side of eye. I don't need to prove myself. Under eye. I let go of the fight inside me. Under nose. I am safe even when others disagree. Under mouth. I no longer need to be right. Collarbone. I can stay in my lane. 3 inches below the armpit. I release the need to control how others think and behave. Top of head. I am free from this old pattern. Let's take a deep conscious breath, inhaling through the nose, visualizing a white, peaceful light. And now exhaling through the mouth with an audible sigh, everything that is not peace and love. And now let's embrace a new truth. Eyebrow point. I allow others to have their own viewpoints. Side of eye. I am emotionally available and open. Under eye. I listen with curiosity, not defense. Under nose. I feel calm in discussions. Under mouth. I trust myself to stay centered. Collarbone. I welcome ease and understanding. 3 inches below the armpit. I respect other perspectives, even if I disagree. Top of head. I choose peace in my interactions. We're going to take a deep conscious breath, inhaling through the nose, visualizing peace and light. And now exhaling through your mouth, an audible sigh, everything that is not peace and love. And now we're going to empower ourselves. Eyebrow point. I am emotionally available to myself and others. Side of eye. I can stay in my lane and feel at peace. Under eye. I no longer get or feel triggered by different opinions. Under nose. I embrace emotional balance. Under mouth. I remain grounded in my truth. Collarbone. I allow space for others to be themselves. 3 inches below the armpit. I am free from the need to prove anything. Top of head. I choose peace. I choose openness. I choose love. Butterfly taps on your shoulder. I allow others to have their viewpoints without resistance. I am emotionally available, present, and open. I feel at peace, even when others disagree. Release the tapping. We're going to take one last deep conscious breath, inhaling through the nose, visualizing white light and peace, allowing that white light and peace to permeate every cell of your beautiful body. And now releasing with an audible sigh through your mouth everything that is not peace and love. Excellent. So that was a round of tapping. Now let's go back to your score. How much peace do you have with your relationship with yourself? Hopefully your number's gone down, and I'd love to hear what it is. Sometimes your number might go up, and there's nothing wrong with that. So what I'd like you to do is do this tapping again to get your number lower and to feel better about yourself. Feel more at peace. Feel more loving with yourself and others, particularly those that you don't agree with. Now, I also will provide and have provided below some somatic practices and journal prompts. And I invite you to repeat this practice daily for the next 30 days to reinforce the habit and rewire your neural pathways. That's neuroplasticity. I call it an old dog can learn new tricks. So pay attention to the subtle and the significant shifts in your behavior and celebrate your wins. I'd love to hear from you. Take care.